So as you can see from the title screen right here, we're on to war number 12 now. This is against NEWN, so a top Masters level alliance who normally try and compete for top 3. And honestly, I just can't wait for this season to be over. In this war, the officers gave me Path 7 on both sections, so they gave me Quake and 2 Human Torches. So the officers in this alliance said not to bother boosting for this war. It's the last war of the season, it wasn't going to change any rankings anywhere. I'd managed to make it so that I still had a few boosts in my overflow still. So just wanted to use them anyway, just so that I didn't have to buy potions with glory or anything. This Dragon Man, it's a little bit of an annoying fight. Realistically, you should probably use a pre-fight on it, or maybe even Quake it, but I decided I was going to try and save the pre-fight in case I needed it for the Sasquatch on Encroaching Stun. As you can see at this point, the power's starting to get a little bit out of hand. If I had the pre-fight on, it probably would have been almost over by now. Dragon Man's special 3 doesn't really hurt too much. So I knew, okay, I'll just take this, and then as soon as he dashes into me after he's thrown it, I'll just throw my special attack. And then I'll just use the special 2 stun to kill him. So there you go, even without a pre-fight and only 10% boosted, that Dragon Man dropped pretty easily still. Coming into section 2 now, my teammate had actually done the Sasquatch on Encroaching Stun with Archangel, so I could have used my pre-fight because now I've got no use for it. This fight, again, just using some of the boosts that I had in Overflow, it's going to be just Quake and parry on this Spite Immortal Hulk. In honesty, I don't quite understand this placement. It was the same throughout all of the battle groups as well. It doesn't really seem like it's going to catch anybody out, in my opinion. And you see here, it's quite an easy fight with Quake. So I even miss a few heavy or parry heavies and just take the hits to the block, and it still only does about 25-30% damage to me, I think. It's been a long time since I've had to do just a sort of like Quake and parry sort of fight. I did think about getting smart with it after the concussions fell off from the aftershocks and trying to sneak a dexterity in, but decided against it and just thought I'd go really clean. Here we're coming up against this Professor X. Now, I do really always prefer to do this with a torch pre-fight if possible, especially if there's a way of him gaining extra power. My phone seemed to like crash as soon as I put the pre-fight on. I know that a lot of people, especially in my alliance, have been complaining that their phones have been crashing a lot more, especially if they've been sort of doing the arena for a little while or the game's just been open. So I just had to reload it back up here, gave me a chance to check that the pre-fight actually applied onto the 5-star Human Torch here. And yeah, so realistically, this one, you're just trying to build up temperature really, so then you can't miss when it goes to falter. You know you're giving him power, but you also want them to throw the specials so the power stings do all the damage. Here, Not sure what happened, just decided, you know what, I'll get a little bit extra incinerates on me by just letting him smack me in the face, basically. So as you can see here, it's a pretty simple fight. I've managed to come back into it after taking that combo. We're going to the mind control phase here now, so I'm not going to be able to throw any specials, but it doesn't really bother me. As long as I keep that temperature above 10, I can't falter, and the power stings are just going to do the damage and kill him there. So here the officer said, just anyone with a Quake can do this. I thought, wow, I was boosted. Why not? I'll just sneak an extra kill in. Realistically, I should have used a combat regen just because I also had one of them in the overflow that's now going to have to be sold, or I just let it expire. But yeah, it's a simple cable fight. Obviously, every time you push him over a bar of power, he has a chance to get a power flood and a regen. And then if he got the regen phase, he'd be unblockable. But sadly with Quake, he shouldn't ever get any power unless you really mess it up. So it's just not a long fight, but it's just an easy one that you just have to pay attention to his animations. So that's Cable dead there. That also means that's the war over for me and the season over for me. So as you can see, sadly we lost to NEWN. We knew we were going to anyway. They boosted big, and even though it didn't really make any difference to the ranking, so congratulations to them. We ended in Masters rank 9, so 12th overall. So hopefully we should be able to get some good rewards soon. I'm going to open the 6 stars pretty quick, but the 5 stars I'm going to save for the skill and mutant crystals.